I'm here with Universal crew for the first time ever on location, defying the martial law ban to stay in your house and not worship and not have freedom of speech and not peaceably assemble and throw away all of our civil rights. And this is going to be a really cool video, guys, because I'm here in Kansas City. Let's see if I can get this on a lock here. Yeah, we got it on a lock. Kansas City. And we're at the National World War I Museum and Memorial. Sorry about that. That's why I keep this thing on a string, right?
Yeah.
So this is very interesting, and we've had my man, Mr. Universal Caesar, on the show before, and we were talking about interesting stuff like quantum mechanics, Nikola Tesla, stuff that actually exists, but is really tough, not necessarily to prove, but it's really not in the mainstream. So we're going to be breaking down some occult symbology at the National World War I Museum and Memorial, and learning a little bit about Kansas City. So tell me what the hell's going on here. We have a big phallic symbol here. Just like almost every state and city, you see a big obelisk-shaped thing in the middle.
Real big.
And then over here, I'm noticing, let's flip this around for a sec. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Bam! Look at that sucker.
Ooh. That's the big beep of Kansas City right there. Worship of the gods right there.
And as you will notice here, on either side, we have these Sphinx-like guardians. Yeah. And these were also, but these guys have their faces hidden, right? By it looks like wings. And they also have ones that are not hidden like that outside of the Freemasonic temple. So what, if anything, can you tell me about this, dude?
Well, when it comes to like the Egyptian stuff, I'm not professional, but like intuitively, that's the first thing I see. There's two guardians guarding this right here. Physically, we see this. But another dimension, another time, another, who knows, astral realm or in the ethereal realms. These are two bad motherfuckers right here. Yeah, these are two big guardians. There's a lot of evidence how certain statues, they even like test it with like little machines, and they're able to pick up 80 energy and vibration and a frequency, like a very low frequency that the ear can't hear but could pick up, and it was like a language. So when I see this, I'm already thinking another level.
Yep. And just to jump in real quick for the people that might think, oh, this guy's all over the place. Well, we usually don't talk about this type of stuff in the show, but that's why I love talking to this gentleman right here, is because he was talking about vibrations, and 99.9% of what's out there we can't see. And just to back up what he's talking about, also, science has basically shown us that there are parts of the earth that have more electromagnetism than others, and some people want to call that ley lines or what have you, but we do know that these vibrations have an effect on us, and people, the Freemasons, all these people, they're obsessed with the occult, and a lot of things that he's talking about have come true now in quantum mechanics. And so symbols, vibrations in certain spots have a lot of meaning.
Oh yeah, this is for sure on a ley line right here. It would not be built there. I'll 100% guarantee that. It's here for a reason. We're trying to figure out the reason. What's the truth behind the front?
And that's right. I'd like to welcome y'all's take watching there too. This is looks like a huge tomb almost.
Right? Big jars. You see how there's big doorways? It's because those deities from Egypt, they're like 14, 15, 16 feet tall.
Well, we do have some megalithic structures that we cannot understand even to now. And I was driving around earlier as Mr. Universal and the Universal crew are showing me around here, and it's littered with occult symbolism. And of course, we saw on the Kansas City Hall the symbol of fascism, as I always point out. See if this sucker's open. No. All right, we'll keep moving. But I just want to take a look at some of the symbols in here.
For exhibit install, new exhibit coming soon.
Take a brief look at the skyline, right?
Also, they have giant jars here. Who is this giant jar for? You know what I'm saying? Because the deity that they're worshiping right there was fit that door really well. As far as
And, you know, just for people out there saying, oh, deities, worshiping deities, we have Marina Abramovich posing with Jacob Rothschild in front of a a painting that basically says summoning Lucifer. That's where they wanted to take a picture at. They didn't say, hey, let's cuddle somewhere cozy in front of like a Monet. No, they were like, we're gonna take a picture right in front of a painting that's summoning Lucifer. So those are the people. These people are crazy. Where am I at? I am in Kansas City, Missouri, with the Universal crew, Mr. Universal himself, and you guys are looking at a skyline of Kansas City from the National World War I Memorial. And I'm noticing down here too that right here we got an unfinished pyramid. If you can see right there, a pyramid. No, that's actually not a pyramid. It's got more sides right there, but it's missing the capstone there. Looks actually more like a... But Kansas City is interesting because it's a mix of old and new architecture everywhere.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Actually, there is a pyramid. It's right there on top of the building on the bank.
Okay, yep.
Little one, bro. They want to say hi. That's their plane. That's their suite right there. That's a pyramid right there. That's a modern, new a pyramid on top of a long, tall antenna.
If you're looking to interview some locals.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Tell me what's going on in KC, yeah.
What's going on?
Or just tell me what you think, or what do you guys want to say?
There's not much going on. I'd say the afterglow is the best part.
What's the afterglow? Oh, from the sunset, okay. I didn't know if that was like a...
Get on Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. This is far more beautiful than I would imagine that KC would be. I'm from the Northeast, and I didn't think it would be this nice. So it is really cool. Yeah, are you guys originally from here?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Born and raised.
What? These guys are from here, and I'm a YouTuber doing some investigations on a number of things. I don't like to usually spoil it, but we like to call out pedophiles, war criminals, stuff like that. We helped break the Jeffrey Epstein story long before the mainstream news when they were saying Pizzagate was crazy. We did a lot of stuff. We're not here to toot our own horns, but I'm just being shown around by these guys, and they're telling me how interesting all the symbolism here is. And you've got the sphinxes here, and then the big phallic symbol, and I wish there was a tour guide that could break it down for us a little better.
She's very well versed in Kansas City history.
That is.
You're on the spot. What do you say?
She is
What's
The iconic skyline. I can't give you time about tomorrow, but yeah, it's a money shot right here, so you're in the right spot.
And this is this building down here. What's?
Union Station. Yeah, so that's the train station.
Oh wow.
Trains still go in and out of there to St. Louis and Chicago and Grand Canyon. Still used. Yeah, they have some museums in there.
And you guys are the city of fountains, I hear.
That's true.
And
Fountains in
Proud
the
of
city
it.
the US.
Proud of it.
And I'm told there's certain parts of Truth Street that one side's good and one side's bad. Is that correct?
Historically correct. Hopefully not.
Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have anything you want to shout out or anything you want to promote here? You guys got Instagram, Patreon.
We don't need any features. No worries.
Shout out Daylight Mine,
Nope.
Kansas City Floral Shop. The best floral shop in the world.
Guys, get your flowers. Say it one more time.
Daylight Mine Design.
If you guys are anywhere in this entire state, get those flowers from there.
Straight up.
Yep. And if you
They're
want,
heavenly.
my channel's called Demand the Truth. If you want to leave a comment with the link, I'll feature it in the description of the video.
Straight up.
Yep. God bless you guys. Take care.
Bless you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy Kansas City.
Oh yeah. So, check this out. I was processing, right, and I'm like tuning in. Okay, like I described earlier, that those are like doorways for those higher beings, those tall beings. And I'm gonna show you an example because they put it right in front of you and people don't see it. Look right there on the top, towards the corner. What is guarding that tower? What is guarding that right there? Is it a man? Is it an angel? And how tall is actually that figure? You can see his toes, see his feet, you can see his body, his arms, his head, and he's holding a sword, right? Look how tall he is. Tell me not, does he not fit through that if he was to be able to come down here and walk?
Well, not only that, you have these large these large statues in Egypt and just humongous. And then you have the skeletal remains of large people historically that we still have. And then the Bible, if you're a Christian, they talk about the Nephilim as well.
Green, the symbolism of the door.
So you have the eagle or the phoenix here. Interesting. Got the sculptor, Robert Aitken. I'd be interested to see if this guy was a Freemason. I'd love for you guys to Google right now in the chat, Robert Aitken, see if he was a Freemason. I'd be willing to bet that he was. But let's see. I mean, almost everything, in Washington, D.C., in Philadelphia, New York, Boston, almost every major piece of architecture has been performed by Freemasons. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but that's just a fact. That's just the way of life. And these people have also dominated politics. It's and that goes to what we're talking about today, which is the occult. And this might be. I get into the occult a little bit, but we usually don't delve this far down. But I think it's important to talk about because, if we spend all of our life not focusing on,
We gotta go back this way. I gotta show you something else. I just realized, plain sight shit, guys. You gotta look at the obvious, and you have to be open-minded. You can't just fall into
you have to be open-minded, because here's the point, right? This is what I was just gonna say is, our brains can't access, our eyes can't access pretty much 99.9% of what's out there. So if we don't start thinking outside the box, I mean, we're missing 99.9% of the story. And that would be pretty stupid of us. We don't want to do that.
Our brains have filters, and it filters out our reality through 7 different spheres. So we might be seeing this, but there's 80% missing too. So you have to come more closer over here, so you can see the grass. If you can see the whole sidewalk. We need that image right there. Look at the shape, bro. It's a shape of a seashell.
It is.
It's a seashell. Look at the lines on the grass. That's worship of what? Of Venus. The Venus goddess.
And the Shell Oil Company also has that, and they're related to some nefarious characters in the Royals as well. So that's you're absolutely right. That's something that I totally would have missed right there. And because I wouldn't even have thought to look there. And you're right. I mean,
an aerial view too. It looks like a shell from the air, Holocaust.
And now this isn't me and Mr. Universal's opinion on any of this. This is actually, you can go read a book called The Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital by David Oveson. And he was not a Freemason before he wrote the book, but he became one after, because Freemasons were interested. What he's saying is very well researched, and it was true. And he talks about how there's 21, 22 encoded zodiacs alone just in Washington, D.C. So just imagine, that's just zodiacs. Imagine all the other symbolism that's at play. These people don't do things for no reason. As FDR once said, if something happens in politics, it wasn't a coincidence. And he doesn't believe in coincidence. That's one of the few things I agree with FDR on. So, where's all my Kansas City folks at? What's up, Todd? Todd is the man. Todd is making me think and grow rich, and he's teaching me how to respond rather than react. It's difficult, guys, because I'm a very reactionary person. I get mad. I got passion. I have energy, but I'm working on it. Thanks, Todd.
You see the polarity going on here? The two, the light, the dark, the negative, the positive, the split.
Yin yang, that's right.
Yin yang, right here. And it's mirrored. That building looks exactly the same as the other building in front. 2 worlds, 2 dimensions, or multiple dimensions.
As above, so below too. Then that's the thing, guys. We just go to school, we go to work, we pay our bills, we do this, we do that. We're not thinking about the bigger things in life, and that's why the elite are, though. The elite are interested in the sacred knowledge. The elite are obsessed with the occult and technology, but we're not. So, let's not let sick people like Bill Gates
look at that.
Do this.
See that symbol right there? You see it? That's a hole. That's a symbol of the divine feminine.
Right?
That's like the vagina.
So we got the masculine and the feminine. This is not a joke. He's not making any of this up.
Boom. I'm realizing that shit as we're walking around here.
Well, and the obelisk in Washington D.C. is surrounded by a circle, so you always have the masculine and the feminine interacting with each other. And now we, like I said, me and Mr. Universal, we're not making any of this up here, guys. This is, go read The Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. It's one of my favorite books, and it breaks down the occult in a really cool way. Shout outs to everybody smashing the like and sharing this video. It's much appreciated, and very, very much appreciated to get a warm welcome down here in KC by the Universal crew. If you guys are watching right now, go. I'm gonna put this in the description afterwards. But yeah, what? Not just your YouTube channel, but what are all the places people can find you at in the meantime while we're going to this next area?
Well, Universal TV, baby. Universal. Instead of the A, it's a O. Sol. Universol TV on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook as well. Universal Level. And yeah, right now my main focus is YouTube and my Snapchat, Universal Level as well. So right now we're basically taking a tour towards the front of the obelisk so you guys can see this. They say a picture has 1,000 words. Well, we're going to show you probably a decade of a story written on this wall. It's like crazy.
And this is why I love these guys from Universal Crew. That's SOL, look them up, because they're universal. They're not just like me yelling at you because you don't know about the Rockefellers. They throw the best parties in KC. I have not been to one, and unfortunately I won't be able to go to one tonight, but they make great documentary films as well too. So now I want to give you guys a look up here. I'm going to do the old switcheroo. Bam. So over here, zoom in, right? So you will see this symbol all over it. So it's the eagle, aka the phoenix, and it's got the circle inside too. But so it's a combination of two symbols. And the winged disc is something that you see in Babylonian culture, Sumerian culture. You see it in ancient Egypt, and there's different interpretations of what that means. But it's been representative of gods, just like Mr. Universal has been telling you about, in divine deities. So we have that symbol, and then we have even our own symbol. The eagle and the phoenix. If you go look at the heraldry, the coat of arms and the flags of almost every single country, you'll see the eagle on so many. The eagle's in Iraq, it's in Germany. They've got it all over the place as the symbol on their coat of arms. And you'll also be impressed to see how many stellar symbols there are. You got so many on suns, moons, in certain constellations. And these are all occult symbols that are in our face every day, but we're really not paying attention to.
And look how big this is. This is enough space for people. There are 14, 15, 18 feet tall down this path comfortably. This is just one step, and humans gotta take all these smaller steps.
And I believe there was I believe it was the 14th anniversary or some anniversary, President Calvin Coolidge came down here, and Harry Truman also, before he was a president from this area, participated in the event. And then look, we've got some interesting symbolism right here, to say the least.
Story of the decade.
And let's not forget also, World War I was instigated by Colonel Mandel House, who was basically Woodrow Wilson KKK boy's right-hand man, and they allowed the United States to get into World War I, and the elite banksters, which I talk about, the Federal Reserve bankers, the people, our real masters, they financed both sides of World War I in order to create a League of Nations, which failed because it was a threat to United States sovereignty. And then, after they did that, they financed both sides of World War II, and finally had their world government structure, which is the United Nations.
Oh yeah.
Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy bodies. If these people, when they made this monument, were to realize that they would have an even worse war, not too long in the future, they'd be very, very disappointed.
Look at
Whoa, wow.
the hidden symbolism right here on this corner. It looks that way, but there's another images, and this is like basically mocking Christ right there. Look at the way how he's hanging on two people. They're showing him on this blindfolded head rope, but it's the same like image of like the crown. And then look at that cannon that slants downwards, like if it was the cross.
That's very interesting. It does look like Christ like falling on the cross. And then there's another biblical reference right here too to Revelations. Behold a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed him.
There's 3 horses there, and there's 3 deities on there. No, there's 4. I'm sorry, there's 4.
4 horses.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Bro. The light bringer.
So that's what these guys thought about that. And that's what these international banksters wanted us to remember. This apocalypse. And don't worry, if you give us all the League of Nations or United Nations and give us all the power, then, okay, and now he's talking about female and masculine deities. Okay, first of all, Lady Liberty is a female deity. Second of all, the Statue of Liberty is a female deity. All the symbol on so many different, I mean, we basically take Venus and then we trade her for something else and something. Can you talk about that real quick about the male and the female Venus and that archetype?
So,
the goddess archetype?
When I pick up on downloads, like this is what this comes to me in my consciousness. This is a unisex being. This is nor female nor male, but it's unisex.
And the perfected person, that's yin and yang, and that's why Christ is androgynous. Yeah, and that's the goal. That's the alchemical goal, to balance the male and the female. So talk about the male and the female. Yeah.
Yes, basically polarities. You know, there's polarities to our brain, two hemispheres of the brain. Our heart, right? You got 2 parts of the heart. You have male, you have female, you have light, you have dark, and you have all these opposites, you know, within this creation, within this world, within this universe. And basically what you see here is you have this unisex being. A lot of people don't even know it's a unisex. Then you have deity worships. You have these female priestess, right? There's a priestess right there that are giving worship and prayer and, you know, meditation too. Those are basically, they're giving themselves up to be puppets, because humans has always given themselves up to puppets to the deities and deity worship throughout history. And they're showing you right here. They're bringing.
Are you telling me that people have misused worship and religion to blindfold people? That sounds a little out there. I don't know.
Basically, like there's always something behind the story. Something behind the story, but basically just yeah, like you see the deity worship, you see the families kneeling down in prayer to this angel again. Like this, it says in the Bible, thou shalt not worship another god before me. And what is going on right here? Who's that being that's holding a sword and is holding the olive branch?
And again, that's the duality. One is war, one is peace, you know? And you're right. And that's very interesting, because it is that androgynous figure. I want to know what these little etchings are over here near the sword. They have it on both sides. Got some little scribblings next to the sword.
And here we go with the pedophilism right here. Like, come on, man. When does a kid have to be butt naked with his legs spread and his little penis out?
That is interesting. On top of a ram.
Mom letting it happen. They're on top of the goat.
Or, you know what, this is interesting too, because this could kind of be like Pythagoras, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So like the perfect human is made with the man and the woman. It goes back to the dualism. And also ram symbolizes Aries. That's the first symbol of the zodiac, which is the babies of the zodiac. So maybe that's that too. That's actually very interesting. And now what the heck is this? Is that a squirrel on this dude over here? Okay, so it looks like it's just flowers or leaves etched, or maybe perhaps ivy etched into that. Okay, wanted to see what that is.
Yeah, this.
And you notice too, sorry to interrupt, but there's 13 stars. There's one in the middle there, right? And then 6 on each side. So 13 and 33 are also very interesting numbers as well too. And you'll see that more than once here in this area.
Everybody was had clothes. We got all the butt naked people right here. But also, this is that tree up there. That is the tree that there is representation of like the Garden of Eden. The fruits are on the tree right there. That guy that's standing there with that tool, right? A tool is used to build, to create. And then they have that little, that little, what is that? That key, like
The wheat.
yeah, the time clocks and stuff. You see that wheel behind them?
Oh yeah,
With
yeah,
the little
yep,
teeth.
yep.
That little clock movement. That's the guy. That's the creator of the construct. He's hitting himself in the image. You have this whole story, and the creator of the construct is looking at it all.
Wow, that's interesting. He's like the architect.
Yep.
Give you guys one last glimpse of downtown KC at night on my $50 Metro PCS phone. I can't zoom. Look at that. It's terrible. Jesus. All right, we're going to show you one more thing, I think, unless, well, at least one more thing I want to show you guys before we dip out of this area here. I don't know how to put nobody in timeout.
I know it's dark outside, but it's perfect time because you can see the city lights, and it has that, of that building that says, has the flag, Stay Safe Kansas City, the heart. They always do little cool stuff on that building. That's the museum where they had the Chiefs celebration for the Super Bowl. That was
word.
a tree that the guy fell off the tree that went viral. For real. The giant seashell right here. And then they got a little mini phallus right there with the flag on it.
All right, I was going to show you guys maybe the Federal Reserve, but it's getting dark, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up. But, again, what's the best place for people to find you?
Universal TV, guys. Sorry, I get a little bit too deep. You know what I'm saying? I got to go with my gut feeling. I got to go with what my intuition is becoming aware of.
Well, yeah, we have to go with our gut. Actually, our gut is more accurate than our brains. You go with your gut feeling, you go with your sense. And our whole life, we've been lied to by people like Edward Bernays, Bertrand Russell, and these societal engineers, and they want you to not go with your instinct. They want you to trust public schools. They want to tell you lies. But I think it's good that we study the occult. I think it's good that we look at things that we can't see. I think it's good that we take a look at the largest part of the world that we don't pay attention to. And I think it's good that we question our masters and talk about this stuff, because if we don't, nobody else will. So you guys got to go with your gut. Go to Universal TV. Thank you guys for watching. I have some very interesting videos coming up and investigations as always. So share, like, and subscribe to my channel because it's been demonetized. So it doesn't show up in the search anymore. I never got a paycheck from
That's how you know
YouTube
you're legit,
anyways.
bro.
Yep. I take it as,
you're legit.
I take it as a badge of honor because and it was the same day that was me, Titus Frost, Luke from We Are Change, Jason Burmis, all got our channels demonetized the same day. So I wear that as a badge of honor. If you want to throw me in the pit with Titus Frost and Luke from We Are Change and Jason Burmis, I will take that all day. So guys,
hey, and shout out to Auditing America, man. Shout out. I'm excited. I've been a huge fan. This
all happened because of Auditing America. Mr. America.
Mr. America.
He is, we're all in this together and we all play different roles, but he's the dude that put us into the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was all hungry underground stars, you know what I'm saying? But Mr. America was like the first one to blow. He was like the Method Man out of Wu-Tang, the first one to blow. And then he got all 9 of us up on stage and he's making these connections. So shout outs to Auditing America, Mr. America. We got exclusive content on that channel. Like, share, and subscribe over to Mr. America. I hope he's in the chat. I hope if not, he's watching later. But guess what? We're going to keep doing this. Nothing's going to stop. We're going to keep using the Socratic method. We're going to keep doing nonviolent resistance. And guess what, guys? It's Fake Mike, real news. We're out. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.